Hi, it's Pete, Mindwiseman channel, aka Maverick Outdoors, and today's Saturday the 31st of January 2015, and as you can see I'm in my Camo dome tent, and Karsh is just sitting in the porch area, as you can see. Alright dog. And I'm meeting up at Church Farm in the woods here with Roach, Armouredcockroach, Mike and Darren, Funkyprepper. And we're just going to have a bit of chill time, which literally it is chill time due to the fact that we're expecting sub-zero temperature, where it's estimated to get down to about -5 with wind chill factor. So I just thought, right, I'll bring the old camo tent, especially because I'm with a Karsha and I don't want to sort of have her exposed to the cold. See, she's sort of on a little blanket sheet there, just having a kip, having a bit of a rest. As I say, one of the deciding factors of me actually bringing the tent was just to have that little bit more comfort, a bit more enclosure and protection from the elements, and especially as I've got her with me for tonight, I don't want to expose her to the cold. I don't mind being up just at a lean-to tarp or something like that, and in a bivvy bag and a sleeping bag, but it's not fair on the old mutt. So the three of us are here for just 24 hours. It's about just gone 7:30. I've had something to eat, and this is what I had. And it was noodles, prawns, cashew nut, sort of a Chinese type flavour, which I made myself. Made a load of it during the week and then did an extra portion so I could bring it with me today. So yeah, all good stuff. So some of my kit, got the 3-season sleeping bag rolled up there. Got my food all along here, but as I say, I had the prawns and noodles Chinese style a bit earlier, which was really good. It was quite a traipse to get over here because we couldn't drive over the field to actually get to either of the gates of the woods where we've done the big Meetup here. We did one in May, which a lot of you are probably aware of, 150 people, where there was nearly 160 people attended, and then we did another one in October, and that was over 250 people. We're prospecting to do one for about 300 sometime in July when the school holidays take place, so that people can actually bring their families, because that's a request that Darren Funkyprepper was getting from quite a few people, saying that they wanted it during a half term. So there's lots of festivals that are going on all during the year, from sort of early summer to late summer, so I think Darren wanted to try and arrange it for sort of in between. So we're just here really to give a bit of a spec as to you know, the event that is going to be planned for the big 300 meetup in July this year. So just a shot back inside, got the old simple thermal type mat, sort of really lightweight, folds up into nothing, and but my RAV power lamp, I love that. Great for EDC, great for prepping, bit of backup. But that's a Camo lantern you've seen many times before. Really great ambient light. It's about as powerful as, say, maybe about 15-20 watt bulb, so you can imagine the sort of light you'd get from that even in quite a large room, say 15-foot, 20-foot square room. It's not as bright as a big normal domestic lighting for your house, but it certainly does the job when you're outdoors, and as you can see, it gives me all this comfortable light. And there's Darren's setup. He's gone for tarp lean-to mode with a really good bed set up. As you can see, he's got his camp bed underneath there, so it's all nice and low profile, well away from the elements, and right in front is going to be the spot for the fire. What I'll do is in daylight tomorrow I'll show you a better format of our pitches that we've got where we are tonight. Well, I can see Roach over there. He's about 50 foot away from where we are, so he could actually get his truck in.
can't have them. No, this is Daddy's food right here.
Daz has got his steak.
Oh.
And Roach is looking on.
It's
Thinking,
Not hungry, fellas.
Nah. Good morning, it's now Sunday. Golly gosh, was that a blustery, blistery, windy old night last night. Maybe you can actually hear it in the background. But even if you can't, take it from me, it was loud. We were really concerned about the trees swaying around and maybe some deadfall, but you know, we'd already wrecked the area where we pitched up just to make sure that it was as safe area as possible as far as trees are concerned. Like I said, I'm glad I brought the camo tent, because the chill factor, and it did actually affect Karsha. You know, I mean, she's 15 years old now, and you know, she jumps around. She's quite a sort of frisky and sort of energetic in the right circumstances. But when she's sort of exposed to being outdoors, especially in the cold weather for a while, I think it gets into her joints, doesn't it? And she was sort of waddling around a bit when we actually retired into the tent to sleep for the night, and I could tell it sort of got to her a little bit. So, but she sort of struggled through it, didn't you? So, you know, the purpose behind using the tent, just to give us a little bit more enclosure and protection from the elements. But as I say, the temperature dropped last night to nearly 0, and here's my foot end. I've got, I think these are Dutch Army fleece boot liner socks, but I put them over my normal thermal socks when I took my boots off, and then underneath my NBC washed out lightweight trousers, which are really sort of like 2 layers. They've got the outside thin green layer, and then on the inside, where I've actually washed out, and I've featured and mentioned this before, it's an orbited charcoal impregnated material that's on the inside. But of course I really briskly washed all that out, so it's like 2 layers, lightweight, quick drying. But then underneath, instead of wearing softy trousers over my day clothes, I actually put these underneath, and they're just sort of a pair of old sort of like exercise trousers I bought about 15 odd years ago, and they've got a light outside sort of thin material, but on the inside is this sort of stretchy flex. So I had these on a thermal liner underneath these trousers, underneath my 3-season sleeping bag, and then vest, nolgie. This is all the stuff I was actually wearing last night outdoors before I actually retired into the sleeping bag. But I've got a British Army issue, I think it's called the Mandarin jacket. But it's a thermal liner that goes underneath military issue clothing, and then my fleece jacket on top. So basically vest, nolgie, this and that. So it actually took place instead of using my softy trousers and jacket, which I could have used, but I just wanted to try out these thermals underneath my trousers, because I've used these before when I've actually been canoeing, but not actually out in the woods or, you know, wanting a thermal layer. So these, I mean, so really in retrospect it's like 4 thin layers which build up the lofting insulation of your body heat and sort of keeps it in. So yeah, it worked. Lower half, upper half, nice and thermal insulated, so that done the job. All good stuff. So got my food box in there, and going to get some breakfast on the go. I bought a homemade all-day breakfast, which is a really good quality bacon, sort of rashers, sort of cut up into sort of about 1.5 to 2-inch slices. Some chipolata sausages that were honey basted, and some beans and mushrooms and a bit of egg omelette. And here it is. There's the portion. I could actually put it in a saucepan, water or mess tin with water to heat it up and eat it out of the bag. As you can see, it's a vacuum seal bag. And here's all the ingredients when they were cooked before I bagged it up and put it in the old vacuum sealed sachet. So that's where Darren was for the night. That was his setup, just minimalist. He turned the chair upside down, stuck it over his head, super waterproof purple trousers on.
Lovely one in front of the fire, mate. It's beautiful.
Well, that's where his basher was there. And if you've been to Church Farm before, you'd have known that when we've sort of pitched up, we've sort of been down there, or else just along here. There's sort of the gate, and then there's a long thoroughfare here. There's another gate, great field, and right across the other side of the woods beyond Darren's head was the other field. That all campers sort of with their tents and families and bug out vehicles and what have you. But this is the woods where we're going to do the next meet-up, mainly for the sort of like just before school holidays.
Yeah, loads of kids and parents wanted to come along, so we thought, yeah, we do something for them this year. So in the summertime, no worries about bad weather, so everyone's welcome, really.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Roach had to leave quickly now, but he actually had his bug out vehicle over there with his new homemade DIY, really great sort of roof tent that he's got that sort of like lifts up and then you get in it. And he christened it last night, and he's hoping to do Land's End to John O'Groats in his 4x4 using that tent, so all good stuff. So just inside the tent there, got my rucksack sorted, and we're ready to go to the vehicles. We've got a bit of a trek. We had a trek to get in here because the fields weren't appropriate to sort of drive over and sort of park up nearby. So we got LNT, Carsey's just standing on it. Yeah, Roach! She's confirming that. That's where the fire was last night. That really did help. Oh man, it warmed the cockles of our soul last night. So this was just a meet up for the three of us, me, Roach and the Funkster. Just to sort of touch base for 24 hours, come out in the woods and savour the cold weather. All weathers, all terrains. No such thing as bad weather, it's just the wrong clothing. All those trees were waving around, literally like that in the wind last night. And but as I said earlier, we double checked everything and made sure that there was no any sort of potential for any deadfall. So, and if there had been, it would have happened last night, which of course didn't. So we were safe and sound. But say the objective was just for the three of us to tally up for 24 hours, sit around the campfire, and make arrangements and confirmations for the 300 meet-up at Church Farm, Ardley. So, watch this space for further updates. Hello, dog. She is really looking forward to getting back home in her dog bed, laying on top of me on my sofa, aren't you, eh, dog? You've been a good girl. The old cold got to her a little bit. As I said earlier, it sort of got into her legs, but you know, it's to be expected of her age. But you know, she's doing really well, aren't you? For your age, you good old little safari dog. So, as always, thanks for watching, and catch you in another video soon. Cheers, take care.